Welcome to the Employment Education and Training Team's virtual celebration event 2020. Today we're going to be celebrating the outstanding achievements of our apprentices, graduates and young people who've participated in a variety of employability programmes delivered by the team. 2020 will be a year no one will forget and will be part of our history going forward. As a team, we've adapted, developed and changed the way that we work and deliver our programmes. One being today, us filming from home, and have overcome so much and achieved so much as well. Today we're going to be hearing from individuals who've successfully completed our employability programmes. I would now like to invite Councillor Maureen Webber, Deputy Leader and Cabinet Member of Council Business, to say a few words.
Thank you, Sian, for the introduction. Welcome everyone to this year's celebration event. This year has seen so much change for everyone, and I am so proud of the adaptability of our staff in times of such uncertainty and concern. At RCT Council, we've always said that our staff are our greatest asset, but this year has really shown that. The dedication of staff to continue to deliver for our residents during a global pandemic is something that we should all be very proud of. We have adapted, we have changed, and we have stepped up to the challenge. Even during these times, we have continued to recruit for our flagship and incredibly successful apprenticeship and graduate scheme. And in 2020, we have recruited 32 apprentices and 26 graduates. As well as the apprenticeship and graduate scheme, we have continued with the Step in the Right Direction programme, a 2-year paid traineeship for young people aged 16 to 25, living and leaving care in Rhondda Cynon Taf, who are given the opportunity to work within a variety of our council departments. We've also continued Care to Work, which supports children looked after and care leavers aged 16 to 25 with encouragement and support to identify and access a range of employment and training opportunities. Also, we've worked in partnership with Coleg y Cymod, Learning Disability Wales Engaged to Change and Elite Supported Employment to deliver the Engaged to Change Gateway to Employment. The programme provides individuals with a learning disability work experience across a variety of RCT council departments to develop work-related skills to help them towards securing paid employment. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and take the opportunity to thank you all for the continued support you give to Rhondda Cynon Taf County Borough Council.
This year has been incredibly difficult for all our apprentices. They faced working from home, distance learning and remote mentoring. We're so proud of each and every one of them who with hard work and determination have risen above these challenges to complete their frameworks. A special thank you to all the managers that have made this possible with your continued support of our apprenticeship scheme through these difficult times. Here they are to introduce themselves, RCT's Apprenticeship Class of 2020.
My name is Jessica Palmer. I was the Employment Education and Training Team Apprentice and I'd done my Level 4 Advice and Guidance qualification.
James Bradley, Apprentice Housing Energy Officer.
Owen Lloyd, Flood Risk Management and Sustainable Drainage Technician, Civil Engineering Apprenticeship.
Sam Alford, Business Administration Apprentice with Facilities Cleaning.
Ella Wogan, IT Apprentice.
Darl Turnbull, I was the trainee for highway maintenance in 2018 and now I've got a job with them.
Molly Evans, Apprentice Miskin Support Worker.
Liam Enoch, Civil Engineering Apprentice and now Technician.
Reece Thomas, and I'm an ICT Technician, formerly an apprentice but got taken on in August.
Esther Lewis, Heritage Outreach Apprentice, Level 3 Diploma in Cultural Heritage.
Jara Cushin, Civil Engineering Apprentice, and I've got a role as a Traffic Technician.
Callum Bosher, I was taken on as an ICT Apprentice and I've now been taken on full-time as an ICT Support Assistant.
Owen Cam, Highways Maintenance.
Scott Cleaves, and I've done the Highway Maintenance Apprenticeship.
Kerry Evans, Business Administration and now working for Rhondda Cynon Taf Track and Trace.
Thank you all. The work our apprentices do is extremely important to the Council in contributing to the people, places and prosperity of RCT. Next, we have our award-winning apprentice, Esther Lewis. Esther has been a truly inspirational apprentice during her time on the scheme with us. Here she is to tell us a little more about herself.
Esther Lewis, Heritage and Outreach Operational Supervisor. So I started school in Pending Primary School, which is again in RCT, and then I moved on to Arbday Girls' School, which is now Arbday Community School, where I did both my GCSEs and A-level. So my interest in history kind of stemmed in secondary school with my history teachers. That's where I kind of found the interest in the local area as well. I remember in year 7 or 8 studying about coal and the local area, looking at the Colosseum in Arbday and the history of that. And that kind of sparked my interest more to go on to university to study history, and also to make sure I kept that Welsh link and that local link to Rhondda Cynon Taf. So I've learned a lot about work etiquette. So when I first came, I'd come from university. It was my first job, so the apprenticeship taught me things like meeting etiquette, you know, just how you save things, stuff like that, and putting things into practice. And also as well, I was able to learn Welsh alongside it. So I've been doing that for 2 years, so that's been great. So I've developed skills, like I said, as work-based skills. So things how to prepare for meeting, write reports, write evaluation projects. In the museum, we have a lot of funding applications. So I've learned to be able to submit funding applications, and some of them have been successful. And part of that then is writing an evaluation report. So learning how we can find different evaluation techniques within the museum sector, as these differ from other evaluation techniques you would have perhaps in an office setting. The most memorable thing has been winning the Tomorrow's Talent Award and the Apprenticeship Awards Cymru. It was a great experience to see all of what the businesses in Wales and apprenticeships are doing, and also the experience of the PR and filming behind it was also a great experience. I think the most challenging thing has been my lack of confidence in my written work, because I'm dyslexic. So when I first started, a lot of the work I had to do was exhibitions, which was public writing. So I overcome this by getting my line manager and my assessor to check over my writing. And over time, this gave me a lot of confidence, and they picked up things that I went wrong, so I could see how I could improve in the future. So main transferable skills is research, which I got from a history degree. So I had to, read reams of books and articles and condense this into, sometimes book reviews that were 750 words. So this transferred perfectly when I was writing exhibitions, because one panel would have 150 words, and sometimes you'd have 11 panels, and this would have to condense, say, the history of World War II and the Rhondda. So I've learned how to condense my research. And also, again, when you're writing learning equipment for children, again, you've got to condense it and learn to write different information for different types of people. So I started my apprentice in September 2018. The qualification I got was a level 3 diploma in cultural and heritage industry. So part of that, I was one of the first ones in the UK to do it, and it's actually become a scheme now with other museums where they're taking on apprenticeships doing it in Wales. So RCT kind of started that. The RCT Employment and Education team that run the apprenticeship programme and graduate programme offer a lot of support. So every few months we had meetings with the coordinator that check your progress, check everything's okay, and also that if your well-being as well, which is really important. Also, I started off as the Heritage Outreach Apprentice, and now I've become the operational supervisor for the service area. So we're not all guaranteed a job within RCT at the end of the apprenticeship, but they do a lot to help you. And I was fortunate to even stay in my own service area, but there are options for you to go elsewhere in the departments and further your skills. So I enjoy when the school kids come to visit, because I get to teach them about the heritage and the local history in Rhondda Cynon Taf. So that's my most passionate, is seeing them get involved in their own history, and sometimes there's things they never even knew happened, and their links to the world as well. So that's probably the best thing, and seeing them get inspired then by the history.
Thank you, Esther. Your contribution to the work the Heritage Service does and the cultural education of children across RCT has been invaluable. We asked all of our apprentices to describe their experience over the past 2 years in 3 words. Here's what they had to say.
Interesting, challenging and fun.
Challenging, rewarding and eventful.
Enjoyable, challenging, different.
Enjoyable, fun and rewarding.
My experience was fun, educational and supportive.
Enjoyable, successful and professional.
Challenging, enjoyable, and beneficial.
Inspiring, life-changing and challenging.
Enjoyable, challenging and rewarding.
Enjoyable, fun, exciting.
Tough, insightful and development.
Exciting, dramatic and a roller coaster.
Challenging, enjoyable and rewarding.
That was great to hear an insight into your experiences as apprentices with us over the last 2 years. It's been lovely working with you, watching you grow in confidence and develop into the valued RCT employees you are today. I'd like to say a huge thank you to our apprenticeship class of 2020. You've succeeded despite the adversity faced this year. Congratulations to you all. Over to Maria Jones to talk about our graduate programme.
Thank you, Carol. Who would have thought that this year we would be recording the celebration from the comfort of our own home? What a surreal year it has been. So moving on to our graduate scheme. In 2018, we employed a total of 13 graduate officers. During the 2 years, they work through a project management qualification, which is testing during normal circumstances. However, in order to achieve their qualification this year, they've had to undergo remote learning conditions, which I feel that they have demonstrated great resilience. Here they are to introduce themselves.
Jessica Daniel, Graduate Engagement Officer, now Democratic Services and Engagement Officer.
Lee Brewis, and I'm on the ICT Infrastructure Graduate Scheme.
Isabel Davis, Graduate Accountant, and now I'm a Trainee Accountant.
Thomas Boyce, Adult Direct Services Graduate Officer. Now I'm the Older People's Day Services Development Manager.
Jacob Webley, I was a General Practice Surveyor on the grad scheme.
Sarah Handy, Scrutiny Officer, Graduate.
Aaron Jones, Flood Risk Management Assistant Engineer.
Holly Jones, Graduate Project Officer, and now I am the Project Officer in ICT.
Thomas Morgan, Project Officer, Highways Infrastructure.
Thank you to our graduate class of 2020. The impact our graduates make to the work of RCT Council across all 4 service areas is huge. As well as contributing to service provisions, our graduates are training one day to step up into middle management years and hopefully beyond. It makes us all very proud to see them do fantastically well over their 2-year placement with us. One of our graduates, Aaron Jones from Civil Engineering in Sardis House, was vital in the Council's Storm Dennis operations. Here he is to talk about his work, which was involved back in February.
My name is Aaron Jones and I'm a Flood Risk Management Assistant Engineer. It's been a very good experience. It's been sort of fun, really, really good laugh, really nice to experience different people. It's been dynamic, so it changes all the time. Everything is never the same every day you come in. But it has been challenging. So it has been hard work sometimes, and you're learning and you're trying to keep up with work and other people in the office, so it is challenging. The most memorable thing I've probably had in my time here so far is completed my first scheme. So designing my first project and then actually seeing it built on the ground in real life. That was really a proud moment, and that was like a really enjoyable thing. So my most challenging probably thing about actually working for the council and my placement is seeing firsthand the flooding. So back in Storm Dennis in February, actually seeing the effects on the members of the public and the communities was really quite tough. But from that, it just able to push me to work harder. And it just shows that the work I do then can help communities and people firsthand. When I come into the department, I'd never had any sort of flood experience. I was a little bit of drainage experience from university, but it was really dropped myself in the deep end. So when the storm came, we sort of had some warnings. We sort of prepared, we knew it was going to be bad, but you could never tell how bad from the initial warnings. So we was all put on standby. And that meant that I was out of the office then, so I actually was out helping the Jetta crews and delivering sandbags and all the essentials. But it was a real eye-opener just to see the impacts you can have across the whole county and how it affects people. People are losing their houses, and it's really, really bad. And it just makes me, it realizes that my job then can prevent so much misery to other people, and you can just stop so much damage to the infrastructure. Just prevent really bad things happening to some people. What I've learned from within my graduate placement is probably communicating with other members of staff and members of the public. So that was the biggest thing for me, being quite a shy person, and then coming into this you get to meet a lot of different people and talk to a lot of different people. My advice to future graduates would be, don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid to speak with colleagues or even members of the public, because generally they've got a lot more knowledge than you in certain areas and a lot more experience, and they can just help you out.
Thank you, Aaron, for that. What an important operation to be part of. We asked our graduates to describe their time on the graduate programme and to sum it up in 3 words. Here's what they had to say.
The 3 words I would choose is development, engagement and variety.
Challenging, rewarding and valuable.
Fulfilling, informative and dynamic.
Hard work, challenging, rewarding.
A huge opportunity.
Interesting, challenging and different.
I would say it was life-changing, empowering and fun.
Fun, dynamic and challenging.
I would say fulfilling, challenging and exciting.
Thank you for that. I would like to thank all the graduates who have completed the programme this year. Congratulations on achieving your qualification. It's fantastic to hear so many positive words about working for RCT Council. As the favourite saying goes in our team, the programme is going from strength to strength. Here next we have some managers who would like us to say a few special words about the apprentices that they've had with them and the graduate officers that have been with them over the last 2 years.
I just wanted to say that having Tom Boyce as a graduate last year was really successful for us in care and support. Tom came to us to help us with our service user and care engagement programme, and while he was with us he introduced us to a very new way of engaging with the public, and that was through the community of inquiry approach. That's proved to be enormously successful for us, and we took forward 3 very big pieces of work as a result of the information we had from the community of inquiry. So it was a really good way of us taking a completely fresh approach of service user and care engagement, and that was absolutely thanks to Tom's good works and ideas and inspiration. So it was a really successful arrangement for us in care and support. I hope it was for Tom, because he secured a job in adult services as a result of his involvement. So that's a win-win for all of us.
Jess quickly established herself within the employment, education and training team, getting on really well with our colleagues and managers. She had the opportunity to shadow staff members, so she could have a real feel for all the programmes that we deliver within the team, and it quickly became evident that Jess's passion lay within our Children Looked After programmes, and that's where we were able to develop her further. Jess undertook her qualification framework in NVQ Level 4 Career Advice and Guidance, which she successfully completed. She had excellent feedback from her assessor on each visit, always completed her assessments within the time scale. She's been a great asset and still is to our team, and I'm pleased to announce that we were able to offer her a job with us after her apprenticeship, and she is now a support worker within the Children Looked After team.
Sam Alford has been an inspiration, especially during these trying times. As you know, being the frontline services, we've been working all through COVID-19, and Sam has helped out visiting site, organising supplies, and he has even taken on working on the payroll of the agency staff and many more duties.
My name is Richard Price, and I'm Service Desk Manager within ICT and Digital Services. I've been lucky enough to manage 3 apprentices over the last 2 years, Ella Wogan, Callum Bosher and Rhys Thomas. All 3 have performed to a very high standard, and in so have been successfully appointed into post. ICT has had to adapt quickly to changes in work practice due to the pandemic, and Ella, Callum and Rhys have played an instrumental part in delivering this. They have been involved in the provision of Agile Kit in order to allow staff to work from home. Callum more recently has been working with our Office 365 mail migration project team. I'm very proud of each and every one of them, and I wish them continued success for their future within the council.
Our Housing Energy Officer apprentice is James Bradley, and I think one of the challenges that James faced was coming to work in an office-based policy and strategy team after previously working on the tools for a building firm. It's been a pleasure working with James and seeing his passion develop for energy efficiency and fuel poverty initiatives as part of delivery of our Heat and Save scheme. We are really pleased that at the end of the apprenticeship that James was able to stay in the team, albeit on a temporary basis as a housing energy officer, and we really would hope that that could continue, and we would like to wish him all the best for the future.
Hi, I work for Miskin, which is an intervention project working with family and young people as part of Children's Services. We've benefited from 12 apprentices over the last few years, and we put a lot of time and effort into nurturing and training them, and we see the benefit with 9 of them becoming full-time employees and progressing from support workers to intervention workers. Others have gone on to the social work training degree course, which is going to benefit social care in the long run. The person who's finishing with us now is Molly. So well done, Molly. You've been a pleasure to work with, and congratulations on firstly getting your support worker job within the first year of apprenticeship, and now moving on to adult services. Well done, Molly. Good luck for the future.
It's time to hear from our education team about the hard work they've been doing during these difficult times.
Hello, my name's Kate Owen, and I manage a project for Rhondda and Taf called the Gatsby Good Career Benchmarks. The benchmarks are a set of 8 guidelines that help support schools in the delivery of excellent careers education for our young people. Obviously, since March, we've had to work very differently. No longer can employers and employees and apprenticeship providers go into schools and offer activities and support to our young people making choices for their futures. We can't send our young people out on work experience, and life looks very different for all of us. However, it's even more important during these difficult times to make sure that our young people in Rhondda and Taf are prepared and ready for the workplace and further education as we emerge from the pandemic in 2021. Because of this, it was really important for me to look at the benchmarks at the very start of the pandemic and think about how we could amend them to support pupils even during these very difficult times. I amended the benchmarks to have a look at what good could look like now. Obviously, what good career education looks like now is very different to what it looked like pre-pandemic. But it's still important that we try our best to offer pupils the very best opportunities we can, even though it's more challenging to do so. I put together a set of crisis benchmarks for schools to help them to continue the excellent work they've been doing on the Gatsby pilot in Rhondda and Taf for the last 2 years. We've been working incredibly hard to make sure that all pupils have opportunities of the workplace from employers, employees and apprenticeship providers to help them make the best choices they can about their future careers. And as I said, as we emerge from the pandemic, the workplace and the labour market will look very, very different for our young people, and we need to prepare them for this. Our COVID crisis benchmarks and the work that we've done in conjunction with the Employment Education and Training team in Rhondda and Taf has meant that our pupils have had the best possible support from their career leaders in school. As we emerge from the crisis, we will be able to support our young people and show them what's available to them and make sure that they have the very best future that we can offer them. Thank you.
My name's Nicola Barnes and I work on the education team alongside Rhys Truelove and Charlie Phillips. Traditionally, the education team has physically gone into schools and delivered a range of sessions including entrepreneurship, careers in STEM, making choices, LMI and priority sectors, as well as a range of employability sessions for pupils, parents and staff. However, the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to reconsider our methods of delivery, and we were determined to continue to provide a service at a time that schools and young people needed it most. Since the pandemic, we have continued delivering important career-related programmes, such as the Positive Achievement Award. This award is available to pupils in Year 6 where they will work towards the Bronze Award, Year 10 where they will work towards the Silver Award, and Year 11 where they will work towards the Gold Award. The award demonstrates essential employability skills that can be used in any future career and is endorsed by some of the largest and most successful organisations in South East Wales, including South Wales Fire and Rescue, Wilmot Dixon, Morgan Sindall, GE, Vision Products, Gallagher and Welsh Water. Despite the pandemic, during the last academic year, 447 students in RCT primary schools achieved the Bronze Award, 1,200 students achieved the Silver Award in Year 10 and 1,550 students in Year 11 achieved the Gold Award. A special congratulations to our Bronze Award overall winners and our Gold Award overall winners from each of our participating schools. These pupils were chosen by their teachers as pupils who demonstrated these qualities most consistently throughout the academic year. Moving into 2021, we have been busy designing new animated videos to promote this important award, and some of our endorsing organisations will also be sending out messages to highlight why these skills are so important to them. The team will also coordinate the work experience process for all RCT pupils. As you can imagine, traditional work experience placements were unable to take place this academic year. The team therefore designed RCT's CBC first ever virtual work experience programme. Despite the limited resources and short time frame available, 182 pupils from across the borough engaged in this process and had the opportunity to hear from social workers, teachers, equality and diversity officers, human resource officers, nurses, apprenticeships and graduate coordinators. Although the success of the virtual work experience programme was pleasing, we recognised the need for more interactive elements, and as confidence grew with this new style of working, we began hosting live events through Microsoft Teams. We interviewed staff from various service areas live every Friday to all 121 primary, secondary, SEND and PRU schools across the county. They are able to watch and interact with these members of staff in real time or catch up via the recordings. This has allowed thousands of pupils to hear from and interact with professionals in areas such as physiotherapy, fostering services, engineering, youth work, housing, leisure, cleaning and social work. Since the reopening of schools, we have continued to deliver our core sessions through virtual methods. This has also enabled us to expand our offering to schools, and in January we will be delivering our first ever virtual junior externship programme for our sixth form pupils. This pilot programme will be given to interns the opportunity to meet and network with several service areas across a 10-week programme, whilst being mentored by the EET team staff who are all qualified to level 6 in career guidance and development. As everyone adjusts to these new ways of working, the education team look forward to supporting RCT schools in giving excellent careers advice and guidance in a new and exciting way. Now to hear about our individuals who have been awarded for outstanding achievements during 2020.
Care to Work programme seeks to provide children looked after, care leavers and those with a care and support plan aged 16 to 24 with encouragement, confidence and a range of training and employment opportunities. This year has been difficult for everyone. The young people we support face many barriers in their day-to-day lives, and not being able to access our physical interaction due to the coronavirus has been problematic. Although being faced with these problems, it doesn't stop some of our young people from shining. The recipient of the Virtual Learner of the Year award has adapted in a new way of learning and has developed his confidence and IT skills since we moved into the new way of working. His patience and eagerness to learn has been a breath of fresh air. To see the young person grow in confidence and become an integral part of the virtual group has had a significant impact on how we have felt as professionals. The team would come away from a session with the young person and feel really uplifted, and his positivity was infectious. This young person has now gone on to gain a place in Coleg y Cymoedd. He has been a pleasure to work with, Congratulations, Josh Beer, you're our Virtual Learner of the Year.
During the summer lockdown 2020, I have had support of Adam Bowden, who's my direct worker, as well as emails and phone calls with him as well. And I've also attended weekly job club sessions on Thursday with Care to Work. It's helped me a lot. It's made a difference to me because at first I was nervous and I didn't know anybody at the club. But as I progressed for the weeks, I gained more confidence in myself and interacted with the gang as well.
I gotta say, Care to Work were fabulous to work with. They made my job with Josh, I should say our job, because it's our job, isn't it? So much easier, you know, having a point of call. Adam was always there in emails and, you know, phone calls, as well as, you know, just keeping us in the loop really, just to help Josh get everything he wanted, because in the beginning Josh was really nervous, wasn't he?
He was, but he's come on week, he's really enjoyed it, and I've got to admit the Care to Work team, they're doing a difficult job in difficult times, and they've made it so enjoyable for all the young people on it. And I know Josh has looked forward to being on it every week. They've given support, they've given them laughs, they've told them off sometimes if they haven't been doing what they should be doing, but they've all felt part of something bigger and helpful to themselves. They haven't felt like it's something trying to get them into work or to tell them what they should be doing, but the Care to Work team have been supportive, which is so important to these young people today.
I just enjoyed the quizzes the most I did and just interacting with people. I also had help with my CV as well with Kylie, which I managed to complete in the end. For Care to Work, I also did my online training. I did my food and hygiene level 2, and you know, it was really intense. I still passed it with 100% first try. And I did my COVID-19 as well. It's just improved my skills, like getting my confidence up, talking to people that I've never known before, and getting through this, helping with CV as well. I had one session with Kylie. She helped me a lot with that.
It gives us confidence, I think, to support all young people, you know, just because you're in the looked after system and you've got carers and things like that. There are so many other things that you can access. It doesn't just stop when you leave school or, you know, what do I do? You're not on your own. There is a team behind you. And I think for Josh now, he definitely knows that there are people out there, not just us, but there are some lovely people out there doing fantastic jobs, engaging, and you know, it's great. I think RCT does a really good job for our young people, and we really do, don't we?
We do.
I'm genuinely shocked. I am. I'm actually shocked with that. It's can't believe I got 2020. I can't believe me being voted for the Virtual Job Club for 2020, and being very happy with that. It's hard to explain, like.
So thank you all very much, and Josh, the fact he's accepted this award as well, because he won an award in school and he wasn't going anywhere near to get that award. So today is Greg's Pasty, his award has made his day, let me say.
This is what I've been waiting for so long, and I finally got it. Thank you very much. I can't wait till lunchtime now.
But thanks very much.
He's so proud of himself, he didn't expect it. He knows he's tried his hardest, but to actually be recognised for that, he's walking on air today now. He's done so much for him. It's something he's never ever going to forget. So thanks to everyone.
Thanks for that, Josh. I'd like to make a special mention to Josh's foster carers, Tracy and Lee, who supported the programmes massively throughout the summer period and been a great support to Josh. So thanks very much. The next one is the recipient of our Outstanding Achievement of the Year Award. Has been outstanding in his light of difficult times and has shown us how to face up to adversity and grasp every opportunity when given with both hands. During the pandemic, she showed that nothing was going to stop her from achieving, although she wasn't able to physically attend Llamai's Learning Centre. She adapted and continue to engage through virtual learning, developing employment skills and building on her confidence. She's gone on to successfully gain employment in a local cafe. I want to say a massive well done to Alicia. you will have our Outstanding Achievement of the Year award. Well done.
My name's Alicia Marie. I'm 17 years old, I live in RCT and I work at Fergie's Cafe. The support I've received from Care to Work has been amazing. They've helped me in my CV writing, they've put me on catering courses and have made me gain a lot of qualifications to help me in my workplace. Engaging with Care to Work has made such a difference in my education and my employment skills. It has taught me how to work in a work placement and how to work in a work environment safely. My strengths and my employability skills are I walk to work every day. Well, most days when I can't get public transport due to COVID. I've gained loads of new skills in work. I can now work in a cafe and a restaurant confidently. The strengths I have in my employability, I have a great work ethic. I walk to work every Sunday and most days when I can't get transport due to COVID. I've seen a lot of change in myself due to routine. I have a routine every day. I have an easier lifestyle as it's the same thing most days and life's a lot easier from where I was a year ago. I'd like to achieve a workplace in a restaurant, maybe own my own place one day, in a cafe and a coffee shop. I'd like to be an owner of a 5-star restaurant, really, or work in a 5-star hotel abroad. I feel happy that I'm receiving a Trainee of the Year award because the past few years haven't been the best for me. I haven't really accepted many awards, so it's been a very, very big achievement in my life to accept something over the whole year, not just a week or a month, it's a year, and yeah. Join Care to Work because the support is absolutely amazing. The support I've received is amazing. They can put you on so many courses, you can learn so much from them. It's amazing, like the amount of skills I've learnt over the past 2 years working with them, I wouldn't have learnt if I was on my own or even with, I don't know, with someone else. They've been amazing. And my worker Kylie, she's amazing. Shout out to Kylie. She's supported me a lot, she's an inspiration.
Step in the Right Direction is a 2-year paid traineeship programme for care experienced young people aged 16 to 25 within RCT. Since the commencement of their training contract, this young person has been on placement at Gadlis Learning Curve. This young person has built positive working relationships with both individuals and staff. This young person will also be commencing their core qualification framework in the coming days and will no doubt have a successful and fulfilling career within the social care sector. As well as the COVID-19 pandemic, this young person has also overcome a personal adverse experience and shown resilience and determination. It is for this reason that I award Trainee of the Year 2020 to Courtney Llewellyn.
I'm Courtney Llewellyn. I'm currently on placement at Gadlis Learning Curve as part of the Step in the Right Direction traineeship programme. I didn't expect to get Trainee of the Year, so I was quite surprised when I had that phone call. It felt great. I was quite shocked, mind. It was surprising. This year has been quite difficult personally, going through some things, as well as obviously with the pandemic and things, it's been quite difficult to actually jump into work and show everything to the best of your ability. But then it's also hard to actually recognise your progress and your development. So I think when I had that phone call, it made me realise, I am recognised, I am having the recognition that I deserve, really.
So I'm Nicola Richards and I'm Day Service Manager for Cynnon Learning Curve. Yes, so Courtney's been with us since September 19 and she's most definitely progressed in that time. So I remember her coming in through the door with Adam, and sometimes anybody new coming to our centre in September 2019 would be very busy. There's always something happening, there's always lots of life, there's activities going on, there may be people sort of asking questions as you come in through the door. So it perhaps, I would think for Courtney coming in at that time a little perhaps overwhelming. And she came in, she was a little bit apprehensive, a little bit shy, a little bit quiet. And I remember saying, yeah, I'd like to give it a go. I think she was a little unsure though. She wasn't entirely sure if she wanted to. but she was happy to give it a go, and I think I remember having a conversation with Adam probably back in about the October time then. Courtney had been with us probably for about a month, and it's like as if she'd been with us for a year. She settled in so quickly because I think our value base was there, and I think if somebody has the right value base that they want to be able to work in social care, then we can build the skills and we can build the qualifications via our learning development team and via our staff team, then sharing their knowledge and skills. Courtney then developed, and she's more than happy then to support individuals and wasn't, I would say, frightened or scared or apprehensive. So she really settled in well. And a nice positive Christmas last year, and then the start of 2020, and then we got to March the 23rd and everything changed then for many of us then in 2020. But for me, what really stood out with Courtney was she was extremely resilient. I think it's important to say that we worked throughout the whole of the lockdown and have continued to provide a priority service from March the 24th. Courtney's been with us and she's been part of the staff team. We haven't separated Courtney and thought, well, Courtney's our trainee. She's separate. She's been part of our staff team and has worked throughout, showing fantastic resilience for a young person. It was very strange times and still is very strange times for a lot of us this year, but we have had life experience to get us through some of that. And for Courtney, a young person, fair play, she's done extremely, extremely well. I'm very proud of her.
I think there's been ups and downs. There's been times where it got difficult before it got easy. But I think it's always, I've loved every minute of it. I have, whether it's been difficult or not, it's always worth it. It's to be your own person. It's to do it because you want to do it, not because somebody else is doing it or somebody's mentioned it. You've got to have your own reason for wanting to, which it helps massively. It does. Go for it, but work for it. Stay motivated and be your own motivation when things get tough. But just do it. It's really good. I'd like to be able to gain, the experiences, the skills, the qualifications needed to be able to further my employment and use my transferable skills into something further.
Engage to Change Gateway to Employment is a multi-agency partnership between RCT Council, Elite and Coleg y Cymoedd. The programme aims to provide suitable placement opportunities for supported interns who are on their final academic year at Coleg y Cymoedd to get them ready for the world of work. I work very closely with the interns, with the job coaches at Elite, with the college tutors at Coleg y Cymoedd and also with the placement managers to make sure we provide suitable and quality work placements for the interns. I would now like to introduce you to Thomas Churchill, who is one of our interns and is on placement at Ynys Angharad Park, and he can tell you a little bit about his journey whilst on the programme with us. It's a great success story as Thomas has secured employment within RCT Council at the park and is now working there full time, and it's all down to his great work ethic, his commitment and his fantastic attitude.
I'm Thomas Churchill and I'm 23 years old. I was an intern on the Engage to Change Gateway to Employment course. Yeah, well, as a supported intern, there's not so many jobs out there which people like myself can do. I'm glad that this course come along and people like RCT and different employers took us on and give us a chance, because that's the hardest thing to do. Is everybody else, they don't look at us as normal when it's like an work environment, and it's hard for people with disabilities to either keep the knowledge in or get the confidence out, which I struggled with that before I even come on the course. Because physically I've got a disability down my one side which makes me do some stuff out of the ordinary, but I can do some stuff I've got to be asked once or twice to redo it, and I've got to ask them as well, can they show me 3 or 4 times before I get it, and it's a lot harder as well when it's a time scale.
Yeah, well, Thomas started with us as a supported intern beginning of the season now. You haven't had much opportunity to do the work what we've been planning, but obviously because of the COVID and obviously we had the floods in the beginning and things like that, but obviously we knew of his disabilities and things like that, and we've tried to adapt with him, which is quite successful really. Like in the beginning when he first started, like what can we do, which me and Thomas have had a chat as we have, and we got him, like for instance, like a small handheld blower, so if the boys are cutting grass is there, he can just blow it off. But I don't think he really accepted that. Like he thought, right, I'm one of the boys, I'll have the same blower as what everybody else has got. And fair play to him, he sort of he stepped up to things.
This opportunity meant the world to me, because if I didn't have this, I would have nothing. So it's just now I've got the sense of happiness, because I know I can come somewhere every day and it's something I enjoy, and I'm outside, not inside, and basically I'm not sitting on my bum doing nothing.
I think with his sort of disabilities, he's sort of restricted to some things, but he still wants to try and do them, and I can't fault him for it really. I can't. He's always polite, and then I say much in, but we tried to sort of take away the sort of disability thing about it, because he wants to carry on as normal, and as much as he can't do certain type of stuff, he still wants to get it done, and he talks to everybody, he gets on with them. Like I said, sometimes he's sort of too over sort of enthusiastic, but there we are. A lot of people are the same, aren't they? But yeah, it's definitely a benefit for Thomas. Like, although we knew of his disabilities, we didn't know how far that we could take him with it. And I think the benefits is knowing that where we can go with him.
As intern of the year, this feels great to have something like this, and hopefully this goes on next year and you've got like somebody in 2021 or further on to have the award like this, because this is the best thing you can ever do. Come on a course like this, Gateway to Employment course, and what I would like to add is if you can't go to your local job centre or anywhere which are doing free courses or anything, just give yourself a chance and go for it. Don't put yourself back in a box and leave yourself there and taped up. Just go for it. That's one of the best things I've ever done, and I'm grateful for it.
That's the end of our celebration event 2020. I hope you've enjoyed listening to all the success stories and all the achievements of individuals as well. Before we leave, I'd just like to say a big thank you to my team for all the work over the last year, and also for the support from SLT and Cabinet. I look forward to working with you all in 2021, and who knows, we might be doing this face to face. Thank you all.